Free thinking, innovative, totally open-minded Tommy Nation politics. We are going live on Twitch, twitch.com/Tommy Nation politics, on facebook.com/Tommy Nation politics. And of course, we have our website, www.TommyNationPolitics.com. We're going to give a show about the... You can always contribute to real journalism at Tommy Nation Politics on PayPal and Cash App. And please be on the chat, guys. We need to hear your voices. It's time to hear the voices of the American people, guys. Let it be known. And be free. And innovative. Totally.
Who are these people?
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics.
Abort this part! Abort this part!
Free thinking, innovative, and totally open.
When the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, it changed the status of American women as citizens under the Constitution. And that judicial decision is swiftly becoming hard law in states across the country, triggering anguished protests and joyful celebrations. The tectonic shift by the Supreme Court causing two waves across the country. Americans in dozens of cities and states taking to the streets to denounce the decision to undo Roe v. Wade. While others celebrate a reversal achieved after decades of activism. And while most protests were peaceful, at times the two waves crashed. A truck running through protesters in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Police deploying tear gas against protesters at the Arizona State House. And tasing and detaining abortion rights protesters in Greenville, South Carolina. The Supreme Court decision Friday overturned nearly 50 years of a woman's right to choose abortion under the Constitution. The conservative majority on the bench clearing the way for individual states to restrict or outright ban abortion services. This morning, 8 states are enforcing bans with few exceptions, and an additional 18 are likely to ban or severely restrict abortion services in the coming weeks. Pressure is growing on President Biden from within his own party, 34 Democratic senators urging him to, quote, take every step available to help women access abortions.
It also means asking the President of the United States to make abortion as available as possible with the tools he has, including medication abortion, including using federal lands as a place where abortions can occur.
The White House says it will challenge states that try to stop women from traveling across state lines to receive abortion services, but Biden says the larger issue is one for the voters in November, a fight anti-abortion rights advocates are ready for.
I cried. I don't usually cry. But, and it's not the end, it's the beginning of a lot to do, to protect babies.
The attack on Kyiv this weekend felt like a direct message from Vladimir Putin to those G7 leaders. President Zelensky says it's more proof that Ukraine badly needs better air defense systems.
The most serious attack on Kyiv in weeks, a barrage of Russian missiles hitting the Ukrainian capital early Sunday. 2 apartment blocks struck, emergency workers battling flames to bring this 7-year-old girl to safety. She and her mother injured, her father killed.
Ukraine's energy agency says this video shows a Russian missile flying over a nuclear power plant in the south.
President Zelensky responding to the attack, saying some of the missiles were shot down before hitting their targets. Russian rockets also falling on Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv, in the northeast, destroying several residential buildings and hitting a local hospital. One resident, Ihor, says they were trapped for an hour before emergency workers arrived. We dug ourselves out all we could, he says, but our legs were trapped by rubble. Russia making slow but steady progress in the east after weeks of resistance. Ukrainian fighters have withdrawn from Severodonetsk. There's now only one town left, Lysychansk, that stands between Putin and control of the whole Luhansk province.
What's up, guys? How's everyone doing this Tuesday? Good? Woohoo! I'm pleased to welcome back the official co-host of Tommy Nation Politics, Stephanie Smith. We're going to be talking about the news that's been going on. Of course, we've got the Roe v. Wade overturning. We've got San Antonio tragedy.
Did you hear what happened in San Antonio?
Yeah. Man. So, guys, I want to just break it down for you guys. Here's a little video to pretty much, give the context. But
We are dealing with a horrific human tragedy. So I would urge you all to think compassionately and pray for the deceased, the ailing, the families, and we hope that those responsible for putting these people in such humane conditions are prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. So this is a federal investigation, but I'm going to turn it over to Chief McManus to talk a little bit about the city's initial response. You'll hear from Chief Hood as well, and then Councilmember Rocha Garcia will provide some for our Spanish media.
Thank you, Mayor. So I want to emphasize that this is preliminary information and it could change. So the first call came in at about 10 minutes to 6 this afternoon. A worker who works in one of the buildings up here behind me heard a cry for help, came out to investigate, found a trailer with the doors partially open, opened them up to take a look, and found a number of deceased individuals inside. So we have 3 people in custody. We don't know if they are absolutely connected to this or not. This investigation has been turned over to HSI. It is now a federal investigation. Turned it over to them about probably 2 hours ago. But right now we've got 3 folks in custody. And again, this is all preliminary information. I want to turn it over to Chief Hood.
Good evening, Charles Hood.
So yesterday at 5:50 p.m. on Monday, it was reported from The Independent and The Guardian that 46 people were found dead in an abandoned trailer.
46 people.
Trucker trailer. Yes.
That was
So the number has
abandoned.
actually grown. Yeah.
Oh, the number's
because there
grown.
was because there was 4 kids and 12 adults. They were really the news was very, oh my God, are there children here? Because the kids in cages are still going on, but they care about the
Yeah, of course.
trailer trucker kids. But it's grown. There's 4 adults that have died. It brings the number up to 51. And so basically, we've got the politicians in Texas. They're just all they're doing is they're blaming each other. We have Governor Abbott that's blaming Biden's policies. He's talking about the border crisis, of course. That's the Republican
Right.
talking point. So he's on the border. He's talking how the smuggling. They're calling it the biggest human trafficking in history. David, what's up? Welcome to the show, bro. What you got to say? Testimony: Cassidy Hutchinson appears to fall apart as news reports surface about Secret Service. True. We'll get to that, bro. But basically, guys, I want to get to Texas because I grew up in San Antonio. I've lived in San Antonio most of my life, and I know exactly where this area is. It's like near Palo Alto on the south side. You know, like not to go that way. The cops don't even go that way because the cartel pretty much runs that area, and it's like pretty much just like wilderness. And I doubt if honestly, I doubt, Stephanie, if they would have even known that something was going on there if some worker, it says a worker or some person in the area, they're the ones who told the police because they saw, the doors open and they saw, people inside dead. I doubt the cops would even visit the area and known what was, because they don't mess with that area. Everybody knows not to go that way.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you saying?
Yeah. I'm saying this. I'm saying that people are blaming each other, but like they're all responsible, and this entire is tragic, and yet it's like the quintessential example of why politics and why our politics is probably the worst. So we got Governor Abbott blaming, of course, a president. And then we have Beto O'Rourke, political theater guy in the world, bro. He's just always dramatic. He's always on a scene. He released a tweet. So everybody, guys, he released it today. This is devastating Our thoughts go out to the families who lost prayers. We need action for Beto O'Rourke, dismantling smuggling rings and replace them with expanded avenues for legal migration that reflects on our values and the country's needs. Those are noble thoughts, Beto. But let's just all not forget that the cartels are so powerful. The reason why, and I have the count here, this is from Independent. We have 22 migrants from Mexico. We have Guatemalan immigrants and 2 from Honduras. So all cartel territory. Why is the cartel so powerful? Why is the cartel making people try to leave this country? It's because of our drug war. And it's because of our drug war, isn't it? Don't you think, Stephanie? Don't you think that's the main problem and not the legal migration situation? What do you think?
Honestly, do you want to talk to someone? Because I'm honestly an open borders person. In a way, I'm like, just, we're all kind of, I'm just in a weird headspace tonight.
Well,
it's been a strange,
I'm just kind of in a weird
week.
headspace, though. It has, even for like politics, because like the Homeland Security is investigating. They're talking about human trafficking. They have 3 people in custody, and they don't. There's no charges though. So is it human trafficking? And now Biden's talking about how he's going to intensify his smuggling operations, anti-smuggling operations. He hasn't done it.
I don't know what to believe anymore. Honestly.
I mean,
at this point, all these Republican talking points, Democrat talking points, I'm just done. And it feels weird because it's pretty bad when Beto O'Rourke actually seems, a potential ally in the future because he is a Democrat, therefore, it will at least be an ally as far as women's rights go. And I don't know,
Really?
it's just pretty bad when the Democrats are actually looking kind of like an, option to vote for. I hate saying it.
President Joe Biden, Roe v. Wade was over under a Democrat's watch with a majority in the House and the majority in the Senate. He said that the Roe v. Wade was on the ballot. Day 1, out the door, buddy. And he said he codified the law. They haven't done it. Beto O'Rourke has shouted Governor Abbott about, you're not doing enough. This guy literally has no policies that I can place whatsoever. Do you know a single policy that Beto O'Rourke actually supports? Or he's just there to troll?
I remember his 5 minutes of fame.
He's there to troll Abbott, which I don't mind, but like literally
do something about human life and then go, hit each other, whatever. But yeah, put other people, ahead of you and your politics because at this point we're all like, there's a huge war on everyone in this country, and it's now a huge, like the Supreme Court has shown their hand, and the Democrats have shown their hand at this point. So what do we do? Do we vote for the do-nothing Democrats who have honestly really done nothing to help? And then, or just dicks. I'm sorry. I fucking hate Republicans at this point. So you're either an asshole or you're not doing enough about something that's huge. And I don't know where to go anymore at this point because
Stephanie,
really
we have to. Okay, so as free thinkers, we've got to just to the empirical data, and the data says that Joe Biden is still implementing Donald Trump policies at the border. That Title 42, in which he can just deport migrants at will for that for viruses. They use that a lot during COVID to deport a lot of immigrants.
And so look at the 14,000 immigrants he
got caught.
Kicked out.
Yeah. He got. Remember, we got caught whipping Haitians at the border. And so he fucking had to cut that shit. You had to cool that shit.
Right. Oh god, that was terrible. The Haitian, literally 13,000 people
Title 42
or replaced.
You shithole countries, you might have diseases. So horrible policies.
Where is our country going? Because it's kind of a shithole. It's becoming.
Exactly. So guys, Stephanie was at the protest. There were a lot of protests going on for Roe v. Wade, and so Stephanie, you want to tell a little bit about your experience and what happened during that whole ordeal?
Right. What really got to me was the large amount of people that masked at the very short, notice of the Roe thing. There were over hundreds of people in Arkansas, which was, really cool to come together so quick without, a lot of organization. And you could feel the fear from these women and the outrage, and men too. This whole thing is an attack on, bodily autonomy. How can you claim to be anywhere near pro-life if you do not care about the living person's body that, has to deal with everything? Family planning should be just that, family planning between you and your family. The government should have no say in that and about how it's done. The government should have no say in who we love or who we want to fuck in public, because goddamn, and that we know that they're not going to stop here. We all know that it will continue to go down.
Not how they started. How they started was the Patriot Act in full effect, taking away our due process. And they did a surveillance op with the CIA to surveil and sell our data. And this is pretty much just like par for the course, Stephanie, if you really think about it. This is really not a big surprise at all to me.
Unless you're a Democrat, and then it's what? Oh, no.
Well, I mean, it was on the ballot. I thought it was on the ballot, Fat. So I don't know what to say about that. If you're a Democrat, you must be confused.
Gonna lie, learn how to lie well, so you don't look like an idiot.
Well, he got elected, so I guess he does lie well. But he's running out of gas. This guy, Joe Biden, is running out of gas. His approval ratings tanked.
Right.
And it's looking like
below Trump's. That was
yeah. It's looking like the Democrats are going to eat him alive. They're already looking for other people, betting on tables, going captain, my captain. He's at every press conference. He's at every ringer. He's there. I'm present. But like I keep saying, Stephanie, the problem is that these Democrats don't want to deliver. What they want to do is they want to just label the Republicans as the evil, and they're the lesser. And then we're going to
I'm sorry. You're telling me what to do with my body? You're pretty fucking evil. No road.
I mean, nobody's disputing the Republicans are self-centered, egomaniacal, psychopath, warmongering, bloodlusty cucks of whatever.
Just as affected the majority of this country. The majority, women outnumber men. They literally disaffected the majority of fucking America, and not without women's help. There are a lot of women that have voted for this crap, and it's just.
I mean, I agree with you. I don't get me wrong, but I agree. But when is the last time the American people ever got anything that they really wanted? When was the last time Congress passed anything that the American people were asking for at the time without bailing out Wall Street, the banks, and the military-industrial complex in 48 hours? I mean, so it's a long time coming. The chickens have come home to roost, Stephanie, and this is the culmination of our decisions to vote for the Republicans and Democrats. So are we going to keep blue harder?
Who do you choose? Who do you choose? I mean, because at this point, vote blue no matter who is sounding really good, because I fucking hate Republicans and Democrats at this point. But who is going to vote on the ballot? Who is going to try to, lean towards women's rights and other rights? This is really
real rights. They can all be taken away at a second. The moment anybody needs to trade liberty for security, our rights are going to be taken away. We have to cut this off at the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the Democrats and Republicans. Real talk.
Right.
So they're the ones causing this. Well, the founding fathers. I mean, I don't want to be incite violence, but the founding fathers knew to take care of this. Okay. They took care of it with King George. And what if they picked? Oh, well, the French are helping us with the revolution. Maybe we should become French citizens. No, we have to become. What do they say? All men created equal under God, with life, liberty, and happiness. We really have to fulfill the Constitution.
All people.
So the only solution is to walk away from this tyranny and these oligarchical puppets of the rich.
Honestly, I can't walk away from this because it is going to be affecting me and my daughter for the rest of our lives. It's walking away from the Democrats at this point. I'm not gonna rule it out at this point.
You really feel that way? You really feel that?
Honestly, right now, I really do. I'm really emotional. This is a huge thing. I mean, when you're born, the only thing you're born with is your fucking body. That is the only thing you own when you're born. And now we don't even have that.
But
When
we
your
didn't
body
have it
belongs to
back
the
in
government, you're
the
fucked.
Patriot Act. We didn't have habeas corpus. That's produced the body. I understand what
Well,
you're saying,
honestly,
but I'm
every
just
rule
saying.
that has
I think
been
people are just
put in the
awake. They're awakening
Constitution
to the
table.
reality. That's what I feel like people are doing.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you think about that?
that's true.
What do you think?
No,
What do you think about
I
that?
can agree with that. I can agree with that point. I'm
So
sure there's a lot of orchestrating going on behind the scenes. I know this, but at the
orchestrating.
end of the day, it's hard not to. It's something very personal for people. It's hard, and
Of
they
course.
know that. They know it.
Of course they don't. They count on it being personal, Stephanie. In
Right.
fact, you know what's
And the
funny is
ramp up in migrants and stuff. I mean, all this shit is politics. And I want to
they
walk away,
count
but
being
at the end of
personal.
the day, I can't, as an American, as a woman, right now, I can't do it. And
So
that's
what about the fact
terrible
that the Dems
to say.
could have codified it with the House and the Senate and the presidency? They could have
He could
codified
do it
this into
now.
law.
He could do it now. He could
do
do
it
it
now.
if they wanted to. Yeah. And
But you
no.
see, it's on the ballot for November, so they can't do it now. They have to fight until November. Then they're gonna say, "Sorry, fat, do some push-ups." So this game is old, Stephanie. Like literally,
And the Democrats, I'm
deep
sure,
down, I
tried
know you
so
would know
hard,
this.
but no.
They haven't
Yeah,
tried a goddamn thing. They're not intending to
no.
try. They're not wanting to try. They actually agree with the Republicans, but they know it's personal to you. So that's why they're striking. That's why they're hitting it. That's why they're hitting it hard. They only know it's personal to you. They really have no other
This is gonna
emotions or
be.
feelings.
This is going to affect every single person in this country at this point because no one is safe at this point. And it's just a start. We all know that. The next 2 years are going to be fucking terrible.
They could be terrible though for the Democrats and Republicans if we decide not to vote for them together. If we all walk away together, I just want to propose that would be. Why not? Why not?
Honestly, do you believe that the progressives are actually going to unite behind something like that in such a mass amount of people? We couldn't even get Medicare for all. Bernie Sanders couldn't even do that. So how are we supposed to do it?
Okay, so I'll answer that question. Bernie Sanders is a cuck. His true colors have been revealed because he's on the budget committee of a dementia-riddled old racist Dixiecrat. He said Hillary Clinton understands. She didn't understand. She's a psychopath warmonger who killed Gaddafi with the CIA.
Right.
The true colors have been revealed for Bernie Sanders. He talked a good game. Now it's time to actually get to business. And Stephanie, I hate to tell you this, but there's libertarians out there that agree with a woman's right to choose. There's a whole swath of the country, like you say, the majority of the country that agrees with the policy that the path that American people should go on. The fact is, we're being divided by these two parties. They're the problem, and we have to get rid of them. So to do that, I would vote for a libertarian. I would vote for the Green Party. I would vote for the Independent Party. If we could ever find a way
for the party that
to
could
ignore their
possibly
bullshit.
get it done.
So Bernie Sanders, did he run as an independent? No, he didn't want to be Ralph Nader. So who had more courage, Ralph Nader or Bernie Sanders?
Ralph Nader, hands down.
Exactly.
Sorry.
So it's time to be courageous. But this time, guys, it's time for not just Bernie Sanders or Ralph Nader to be courageous. It's time for us to stand up and walk away. Every one of us. So what have the Democrats done for me lately? It's a good question, David. It's a very good question.
At the end of the day,
what have they done for us lately, guys?
What have any politics? No. Well, that's so fast.
And also, the Green New Deal. Oh, the oil execs are donating to Joe Biden. It turns out that he's going to fall back on that. He's going to check on that.
Right.
Look. So,
of course,
guys, it's just getting more and more ridiculous. The more we wait for their bullshit, talking points to come to fruition, the worse it's going to be, guys. It's going to be worse.
I'm sorry.
I think you're right.
The walk away theory. The walk away theory isn't going to do us any good at this point.
Not at this point.
How is walking away from this?
We have to all walk away. We have to all walk away.
But it won't happen. Progressives aren't going to do that. They can't get off their little high horses on like their individual, things. Where is the call for universal health care? Where is all the progressive platforms we stood on? They go like white paper that we write on, and we're done with them 1 week, and something else is coming up the next week. You can't catch up. Yeah. It's something after the other.
You're right. You're right, but that's because we don't have a leader. We don't have leadership.
I honestly can't answer that question right now.
I have to say
That's a question,
about the
honestly, I can
conservatives.
answer.
I think the reason they cling to Donald Trump so hard and 2024 is that they don't have a leader either. They know that these rhinos, they call them rhinos because they're trying to isolate them from the Republican Party. I think they're starting to realize that the Republicans also don't give a shit about the American people. And so they call them rhinos. But like in reality, it's the Republican Party. They've been the Republican Party for years. And Donald Trump was the guy that so Donald Trump was the guy that told these rhinos to fuck off. And so he's been finished.
As
They're
he
suing the
put
out of him.
extra conservative 3 justices on the Supreme Court.
He did what they wanted. He did exactly what they wanted.
Exactly. 40 years
like,
of trying,
yeah.
and Donald Trump did it somehow. It's disgusting.
I mean, he did because he had a united front, bro. He galvanized his base. So
what are the
that's
2
something we
things
can learn
actual
from,
Republicans can get behind? 2 things. There are 2. Can you find just 2 things that Democrats and progressives can like? Guns and abortion.
Oh, okay.
Guns and abortion.
Okay, yeah. They hurt God. They're gonna hurt the Bible. Hurt God. Yeah,
right. And here's the thing: they won't do anything about gun control. So what? Do they want us to have children? And then once they're in elementary school, then they'll knock them off.
No, they want you to. No, they want you to make the labor of the least. So they don't want to knock off your kids. Your kids are going to be the ones that replace you after you're tired and done. Then
my child replaces me.
Your kids are going to need to be labor for the wealthy, so they can forego their taxes, the federal taxes, ship them off to the Cayman Islands and have super yachts, go to space. Your kids need to be the ones that fucking bleed, sweat, and cry for this country while not having a living wage or health care. Okay, Stephanie?
Right.
So don't worry.
Where's the outrage for that? Where's the call for that? You know how high child's homelessness is going to go? Child hunger? All this stuff. No, abortions aren't going to end. It's nuts. And I
know abortion. You know what's funny? So how do you feel about this, Debbie? These corporations are literally funding people's trips inland. Meanwhile, they won't give a living wage. They won't give paid family leave. They won't give benefits or pensions. But they're going to literally pay for your abortion. What do you think about that? That's weird, right? What do you think about that? I think it's weird. They're going to, oh yeah, you guys, Netflix and fucking Microsoft, we're going to pay for your abortions. Go have an abortion. But they literally won't raise their wages. They won't give family leave, and they won't stop fucking outsourcing the jobs to Malaysian people for under the minimum wage. But they're going to pay for your abortion. What the fuck is that about? That's weird.
Fuck. I read a little bit on that. It seems like they have laws in their healthcare that were put in place at the time that they, come in. So that's supposed to have like a certain amount of money that allotted them a medical and I think there's nothing wrong with that, but you're right. They can afford to do that, but not provide a living wage. So, and we're in the
David
South,
says Trump isn't
Tommy.
independent. I know it's bad over here. As you can see with Texas, we're literally fucking running amok. They're blaming Biden. He's blaming work standing on tables. It says Trump isn't independent. David, you're my friend, and I respect your opinions, but Trump is no longer in office. He's being sued from here to the fucking Mason-Dixie line. He's running with his tail between his legs, doing rallies just so he can literally fund his fucking lawsuits, bro. I'm not saying that because I hate him,
terrible.
But he's at this point, they're literally they're draining him dry. They're sucking him dry, bro. They went through his underwear drawer.
Ew.
It's the CIA, bro, just to find those classified information. If I was Trump, I wouldn't want to be president anymore. They did, bro.
I wouldn't have wanted to be president.
Oh, you took something. You put it. Yeah, you took it with you. Went to Florida. You're going to jail, Donald. These guys are pathetic. All they're doing, if they could just literally spend half the amount of time they do investigating and fucking spying on tapping Donald Trump's phones on literal policy, we would literally. Holy shit, bro! Can we just be a little bit as important as Donald Trump, guys? Please. No, Ukraine. Okay, first it's Donald. Going to jail. Then it's Ukraine, and then it's Nancy Pelosi's fucking pharmaceutical people,
husband,
and then it's American people.
Did you hear about her husband having getting into a DUI?
I mean,
Nancy Pelosi's husband just did.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Some say it's cheaper than paying maternity leave. I think that's a dark joke, Michael. I don't know. That's weird. I guess it is. Anyway. Okay.
Probably not as dark as the elementary metaphor. I don't know.
I know, but I
but
guess
it's terrible. If we
is.
can't laugh or cry at this point, I don't know.
Oh,
Like I
I know.
said,
Oh, me
come
neither.
back to me in a month with that question on what I'm gonna do. And but right now everything's really fresh in a way.
I'm gonna
Again,
come
it's
back.
like
I'm gonna come
all
back to you every
over.
week, every single week. I'm gonna ask you.
I'm sorry
I'll
for
be like,
talking
"Damn
over
it."
you. Just,
Why? I'm
okay.
talking over you. I'm talking over
I
you.
know, Brian.
I miss this girl.
I'm sorry. I miss
I'm
you
glad.
too.
I'm glad we're watching the show, guys. Because like literally,
Oh,
we have to talk about this. And David says they're the faking democratic orgasm with fabricated false information. Yeah, but literally, they're spending all this
but
time on
people
all
are
this
still dying.
bullshit.
Even if they're
Yeah.
fabricated, people are dying. It's real. People are dying. And the disregard for human life, and whether you be the, Biden, McConnell, whatever, these people, if they're so removed from, reality and from with the wealth gap and the class gap, so they truly can't understand.
Well, this is a moment where, like, I mean, I have to hand it to the right wing. They can smell bullshit hardcore to the fact they get pissed.
They've
And
always
they go,
smelled it. It just comes
yeah.
up
So,
on during election years.
but the left wing, we can spot the fucking gaps, the income inequality gap, the vicious
Right.
moratorium gaps, and so that's why we have to work together for the common good, David. Because while they're faking their fabricated false information and going after your guy because they're afraid of his ass, because he knows about Hunter Biden and the fucking energy board, and he talks about it all the time, and talks about Hillary Clinton's Haiti trip. The fact remains, though, is that
They're
they
not in
still,
office anymore.
yeah, the fact, yeah, and neither is Trump. It's just
No.
us, guys. So
Right.
what are we gonna do?
Well, first I'm
That's what
gonna
trying to get
cry.
all about.
First I'm gonna cry a lot, get really high, and then
Hey,
go
Pat!
back and start over fighting.
Getting high, that's what druggies do, and they're the ones who cause all the violence. It's not.
Yes, I know.
It's not cartels from our drug war.
It's not cartels or
human
our government.
traffickers.
It's us hippies. The hippies.
Yes.
Those damn potheads.
They're the ones who stopped Vietnam. They're violent. So basically, yeah, they've hated the hippies since Vietnam because they're the ones who stopped their stupid war and their fucking horrible war crimes. So they're all. That's why. I think that's why they won't legalize marijuana. That's why they won't legalize marijuana. That once they legalize marijuana and people start saying fuck off to these stupid ass fascist tyrannical rules and start actually they might actually Google these Democratic parties and they're fucking what they're up to, or these Republican parties. They don't want people to fucking be high and not focus on their jobs and the fact that they're so poor they're living paycheck to paycheck. They want people to focus on I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I need to work and make labor for the elites. That's all they want us to focus on. And there's an election in November. So weed makes you focus on other things. It makes you focus on art. It makes you focus on
music.
Food and music.
Music. Oh
They
my
don't
god,
want
I've
us to
been
feel.
listening to so
They
much
don't want us to
music.
think. They don't want us to be human. They need us to be batteries.
Robots.
Batteries. And that's why they need our kids. They're really
right
about our kids. So to the point where, they let the police skate on with the fact that they were there in Uvalde for an hour without engaging this guy. The guy literally ran out of bullets until the fucking police came in.
That is fucking disgusting.
I know. So,
Like,
I mean.
Okay.
So it's Donald Trump going to jail. Then it's Ukraine. Then it's police. Then it's Nancy Pelosi's fucking pharmaceutical people. It's the American people. So I think that's the hierarchy. I know you like hierarchies, right wing. This is not a good hierarchy. Okay, let's change it.
No. Bad.
All right, so
but,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So just get back that question on the Democrats and Republicans at this point. Get back to me on that question because right now I'm still.
I will. I know it's an emotional day, but I think about this too, Stephanie. Is that these Supreme Court? It wasn't a law. Roe v. Wade wasn't a law. It was a precedent. These guys, they influenced the judicial branch of the government, but it doesn't change anything legally. The fact is, the Democrats haven't codified it into law. Otherwise, it would be law, and you would have to change it through amendments. So the only thing the Supreme Court did was go back on a precedent. They went back on a precedent that they set And we should think about the fact that they shouldn't be doing that in the first place. They shouldn't be making law. Judicial branch is not supposed to make law. They're supposed to rule on the law that exists and decide whether or not it's constitutional. They're not supposed to set precedent for laws. So this is my
based on supposed morality.
Roe v. Wade. This is my hesitation for Roe v. Wade. Is the fact that they literally made a precedent, and we should have had a law, because then all of the American people, the representatives, could have that's why we elect these representatives, so they can vote on laws, and we can all be represented. So it's not American. It's not American for the Supreme Court to set precedent and make laws. They need to decide whether or not it's constitutional. That's their job. And the executive branch
they mind their own goddamn business.
Their laws. So we've completely forgotten how our fucking system works. Literally,
we
literally forgot. So that's the problem, guys. The problem when you come back to it is us. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do anything differently? Because if we don't, we're gonna get the same results. And the insanity, by the way, guys, is thinking you're gonna get different results doing the same things.
That is true.
Same.
I can concede to some of this, but right now, I know
we're
all
humans.
this. I know.
It's almost November.
They punch buttons. They know what to push, and this is a big one. They know it's a big one. I mean, and it wasn't even a fucking surprise. So to the Democrats, they really and it's
Joe Biden
ridiculous.
doesn't give a shit. He said nothing was going to fundamentally change. His Build Back Better agenda literally still in the Senate. He's in the basement, bro. In fact, I don't understand why the Republicans don't love Joe Biden. He was responsible for this. You want small government, guys? This guy's basement government. You want fucking inefficient bullshit people that fucking suck up to the rich because it's a hierarchy and tradition and corporate wealth? Joe Biden, guys. When I think about it, guys, I don't understand why conservatives did Biden. He's literally
they're great for business.
Wisdom, norms,
he's great for business.
Non-fundamental change in place. He's keeping it all in the family, guys. Just like he said, I don't want no racial jungle fat. Guys, I don't understand why you don't like Joe Biden. Really, I think it's just because he hurt your leader. He hurt your leader and embarrassed him. Maybe that's someday you can answer that question truthfully to me. But I know you don't want to talk about Trump anyway, other than Trump great, Trump grand. Nobody can believe Biden got 81 million votes. Yeah, guys. Just answer my questions, though.
That's useless. That's done. That's over with. No one is going to fix it. So stop bitching about that. I am so tired of this little tit-for-tat bitching, too, between the parties.
Big lie.
Tit-for-tat.
See, if we're bitching, there's no way to work together. So bitching is the only thing that they have to keep us all distracted. So, I mean, that's why we're doing it. I know I'm tired of it. We got to get rid of these guys.
Yeah.
Got to get rid of them. So that's all I have today, guys.
We got to
we
get
have the
serious
stories
here in the South about that shit, too. Everything. Migration,
trust to believe that.
Roe, and healthcare. Healthcare. I can't. I'm totally tripping. I honestly read that this morning. I couldn't believe it. And most people are going like, oh, well, it was just, about 51, but they were immigrants. So they're like,
oh, were there kids? Kids cages? Oh, never mind. It's Biden. Yeah. It's time for us to stand for our principles and values. If we really truly believe in our principles, we need to literally stand for them and not go along with.
I do want to say, walking away may not be the answer. I don't want to condone violence either on our show or anything, but these mass protests are amazing. And I mean, the energy that I believe they could change these people. The emotion was real. The feelings were real.
I agree.
It was everyone's terrified and feeling all that and wanting to fix it for everyone. And I'm glad everybody's finally terrified.
I've been terrified.
Everyone
for a long
should
time.
be. Yeah, everyone should be terrified. We're all of us, every one of us. Our lives are in danger right now.
I don't mean mainstream media, guys, but you should all be terrified. No, be thinking, innovative, and open-minded. You should all hate the other person. You see that guy over there? He's a person that's gonna take your jobs. Now, guys, it's time to fucking really we have to throw off the shackles. I think it's the only way we can possibly move forward is to get rid of the things that are making us hate each other. And also, by the way, you talked about the South and being responsible and fighting this shit. You're completely right. And we also need to remember that these politicians in the South, they go off of, they have very conservative politics. They trust and believe the FBI and the CIA. Homeland Security is leading this ICE investigation on this human trafficking. Though so far there's no evidence that it was human trafficking. They have 3 people in custody with no charges. I'm going to really personally, I'm just going to tell you this, guys. I'm going to look into this. I'm going to call Homeland Security myself. I'm going to ask them what the charges are. And if I'm going to report that to you. Because if they're going to keeping charges for people, even if their immigrants is not American, we should all have, anybody who comes on a free land is entitled to the rights and privileges of American citizens. It's our birthright, guys.
But what are those rights anymore? What are those anymore?
It's time we fucking figure that out. It's time we push back, bro, and we ask them questions.
Right.
You know something I noticed about the press conference? They were all asking questions like, how many people died? How many kids? Nobody asked who these people had in custody. Nobody asked for their names. Nobody asked for their charges. The media is literally trained like a dog. How do you media? How do you not ask what the charges are that these people have in custody? No, it's don't worry. It's Homeland Security. I'm sure they have good reasons for having charges. Don't worry. We're literally, the media is complicit and literally manufacturing consent for a police state. And the police are corrupted. So it's time, guys, that we the people, we need to push back, ask the questions. The media is not going to do it. So I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to do that tomorrow. For some reason, they were closed. I tried to do it today. Homeland Security was closed today. They just spearheaded an investigation. I know. Why are they closed? They just spearheaded an investigation where 51 people died. Or open 9 a.m. on Wednesday. So I'm going to be calling them tomorrow. And I want to have some answers, okay? And I don't care if they spy on me. You should already know, guys, that I hate your bosses.
They're already spying on you.
And you probably have all the dirt in me you want. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I'm gay. Right. So, like, literally, I went through high school hiding that. And so you can fucking tell these people whatever you like about me. I already know. So fuck you.
Exactly.
But guys, yeah, so I got nothing to lose, bro. What do you have to lose? Like Trump said. I don't have nothing to lose, bro. I'm going to fucking ask some questions the media doesn't want to ask. And Beto O'Rourke, I'm going to fucking talk to you too. I need to figure out what the fuck you're doing, what you're standing for, and whether or not you're just a troll. I'm tired of these people just, you should need to pick me, Beto for Texas. Because why, Beto? Because you disagree with Abbott? So what would you do differently? Stand on a table and fucking cry about stuff?
I play guitar ridiculous. For the
nobody fucking asking questions. Oh yeah, you're not doing enough, Abbott. What are you doing? What have you done in the past 4 years? What have you done since you ran for president, Beto? What have you done, Mr. Complainer about Abbott not doing anything? These guys are ridiculous. I'm tired of this shit. Just saying.
I feel you. We may have Sarah Huckabee Sanders as our governor here, so.
Well, that's gonna be your
good
problem.
Times. Yeah, I know it is.
She was dumb as bricks, bro. Oh well, it's cool. She might be the next president, though. We can't have anybody like Tulsi Gabbard or Kayleigh McEnany. Now, those are smart people. Disagree with them if you like, but I've never seen anybody set a trap for the media like Kayleigh McEnany. I've never seen anybody stand up to the industrial complex like Tulsi Gabbard. So our leaders, but are not popular because they don't, talk the points. And I know what all that. I don't think we're gonna have any of those guys. We're gonna have Sarah Huckabee Sanders after Joe Biden. We're gonna literally go to Kermit the Frog. That's probably next. I'm pretty sure. But you're right, Stephanie. It's gonna get worse. We need to intervene. We got to.
In some way, just in any way at this point, show that you care.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Is that your final thoughts? Are those your final thoughts, Stephanie? I think those are great final thoughts.
You want to know my honest final thoughts?
Step in anyway.
Yes.
In
any way.
Hey, give me your honest final thoughts. You think this is a mainstream media?
Give a fuck about something but yourself.
Give a fuck about something but yourself. How about we the people? You can play us in them, guys.
Like your children?
Thanks for watching, guys. Like your neighbors. Hey, did that guy Jesus in the 2 Corinthians? Did he say something about your neighbors loving them?
Yeah.
I don't know, guys.
Well, that's in theory.
I don't know.
Practice.
I don't know anything about that stuff. Y'all have a great Tuesday. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to be free thinking and innovative, totally open-minded. We got one more message.
Thank
I gotta
you.
put all these things on here.
And don't be a dick.
Yeah. Final
That's-
thoughts. Democrat lied on national
Final
TV.
thoughts. Don't be a dick. Final thoughts.
I like that. Hey guys, look
Don't
at us.
be a
Working
dick.
together for